So, good afternoon, friends. Today I will be taking the class. You can switch off your mic. So, this is professional communication for Freedom Group. Uh, so, we have dealt with a little bit of grammar and some situations, some role plays, etc. Today, we will look at how to frame a sentence for a given situation. If you know how to frame a sentence for a given situation, then it may be easy for you to write or even to talk. Maybe this is more particular to the writing part, but it will be useful for speaking, spoken English also. Because once you are in a position to write properly, then spoken also will be, is much easier. So we went to the first slide in the very first class. We said these are the four magic words in English. These are real magic words in life also. I think you would have used it umpteen times. Things like please or excuse me or a word like sorry or thank you. And we need to use this very regularly as many times as possible and as many places as is required we should use it even though we know this, but most of us we don't use these words sufficient times, or most of us we don't use it properly. So let us keep on reminding ourselves. Let us use please, excuse me, sorry, and thank you. If you look at the native speakers, native English speakers, either from UK or US or any other country, they use these words quite frequently than people like us. It's not that they are very their courtesy is better than us, but then that is their native way of using these words. So we need to learn from them and try and use these words. So everybody knows the meaning of these words. We know how to use it. We know where to use it. So all these things are known. I am just reminding it once again. That's all. So let us look at some situations. This is a situation making mild suggestions. You want to make a suggestions to your boss, and he's your boss. He will definitely listen to you. It's not that he will not listen to you, but then still you have some apprehension whether he will really listen to you or not. 1 minute, I'll just make it bigger. Why it's not making? Yeah. So, how do we use it? Would you like to have some coffee? Suppose somebody comes to your home or to your office, a customer or a new person. This is the first time he has come to your office, right? Then, or even if it is the second time or third time, that doesn't matter. So we can start our saying that it's a mild suggestions. It's not that you are requesting him. Request is something different. You are suggesting or asking. Basically, we ask, do you want to have coffee? Like that we ask. But if you say, instead of saying, do you want to have coffee, if you ask them, would you like to have some coffee? This would be more professional than asking, do you want to have a coffee? Many times we say, do you like coffee or tea? Like that we ask. So everything is correct, grammatically correct, written form also is correct. It's absolutely acceptable in a colloquial language. But then, if we can use, would you like to have some coffee? Or would you like to play cricket? Would you like to attend this webinar? Would you like to watch this movie? 1 minute, I think somebody is trying to come. 1 minute, 1 minute. So, would you like to watch this movie? Would you like to visit this temple? Would you like to read this book? Then the reply may be, thanks, I want to. Or they may say, no, thanks, I don't want to. I mean, they may say, thanks, I want to have coffee. Or they may say, no, thanks, I don't want to have coffee. I don't want to have coffee, but I want tea. Like that, they may say. So, let us try to frame sentences using this another magic word. Would you like to have some coffee? Would you like to play some cricket? Like that, you can say, I request at least two of you to frame a sentence starting with would you like to. In your own situations, you can ask that question. Now, would you like to, like that? Can anybody try to form some sentence? For example, would you like to join me for lunch? So tomorrow onwards, if you when you go for lunch and if you want to ask your friend to come along with you, you can ask, would you like to join me for lunch? Or would you like to join me to go to canteen? Right. Or would you like to accompany me to visit canteen? Like that. So I request at least 2-3 of you can form a sentence using the words or verbs given here, or it could be some other verb also. Any of you, Adakalam sir, anybody can come to that this mic and then first you write in a piece of paper and then come and read it. That would be even better. Try to make 2 or 3 sentences. Come and read those 2 or 3 sentences. You take a 1 minute and write in a piece of paper and then come and read it. I hope I'm clear. Hope you have understood what I am saying. So these are some of the sentences which will start with would you like to. Normally we know this, but we don't use it regularly. So year after we can use this, these things regularly. At least you can use in your office situations, or when you are writing you can use, or when you are speaking also you can use. Yeah, who wants to come? If you have written, you can come and speak.
Yes, sir. Would you like to speak to me? Would you like to speak to me?
Yeah, but that situation is little different. Would you like to speak on this subject, like that? No, that's the meaning. Or would you like to speak on this problem?
It's just common general speak.
Yeah. Okay, but you can create a situation which is very lively.
Okay, sir.
Would you like to speak on this particular subject, or would you like to speak on this particular problem which we discussed yesterday, like that? Okay. Or would you like to speak on this yesterday's problem? Okay, very good. Anybody, 1 or 2 others people?
Would you like to work with this project?
Yeah, very good. Would you like to work with this project? Very good. Suppose a new project has come, or maybe an old project. You want to add 1 or 2 more people. You can go to your junior or that particular department, and then ask them, would you like to join us or work with this particular project? Okay, very good, sir. Very good. That's the way. Yeah. One more person, then we can go to the next one. One more person. Yeah, please.
Would you like to play the cricket?
Yeah, would you like to play cricket? Yeah, very good. That's what he said. Maybe you try to form a sentence with your company's scenario or the situations which arise in your office.
Would you like to attend the meeting?
Yeah, would you like to attend this meeting? Correct. Very good. Okay, that is normally a situation which is there in any company. Okay. Right. Okay, we will go to next. So this is one making mild suggestions. You are saying, you please join us, or you please play with us. I mean, you are suggesting, or you are inducing to him to say yes. So if you want him to say yes, then instead of asking directly, are you interested? If instead of asking, are you interested in attending this meeting, instead of saying like that, you can say, would you like to attend this meeting? So quite likely he may say yes. Okay, right. Let's go to next situation. Making polite request. So sometimes with a stranger, or particularly with a stranger, you have to make a request, or you have to, if you want a concession from that person, then you have to make that request has to be as polite as possible. See, that lady is saying, do you mind parking your bike a little straight? Maybe this is a parking lot, and the lady has come to park her bike, her scooter, and one bike is not parked properly, it's not parked straight. So she's asking, do you mind parking your bike a little straight? Instead of saying, please park your bike a little straight, instead of saying like that, she's asking, do you mind parking your bike a little straight? This is, you are making a polite request. The man says, I am afraid I can't because the bike is not mine. I am just standing near it. So the man says, he says, I can't. No, he did not say, I can't because my bike is not mine. I am just standing near it. He says, politely, I am afraid I can't. I am afraid I can't. So there are two things we are learning. Do you mind, starting the word or a sentence with do you mind, and starting a reply, I am afraid I can't. Suppose your boss says, do you mind working this Sunday? Do you mind working half a day this Sunday? Sunday generally, let us say, a holiday. So you are saying, I am afraid I can't because I have to attend a function in my village. You can say that. I am afraid I can't because I have to attend a function in my village. Like that you can say. So let us say this is postman versus Shankar. Excuse me, if you don't mind, please avoid smoking here. So somebody is smoking in a post office, let us say. The postman says, excuse me, you don't mind, please avoid smoking here. Shankar says, why not? So the Shankar's reply is not polite, or it's a little, he's interrogative. He's asking question. Why not? Sorry, Shankar says, why not means that, yes, I will avoid smoking. I will avoid smoking. So postman is starting the sentence with excuse me, which we have seen in the very first slide. And the other way of making polite request is, you start with do you mind, and reply can be I am afraid I can't. Suppose your boss asks something, you have to say no. Instead of saying, no sir, I have to go to my village. Instead of saying that I am afraid I can't attend the factory on Sunday, I can't come to the office on Sunday. Like that you can frame a sentence, little polite. So everything will be more sweeter in your communication. You become more sweeter. You appear more professional in your speaking, and the other person also, he will make a request which is a polite request, which you may not be able to say no straight away. But in some cases where you have to say no, you have to say no. It does not matter. But then how to make a polite request, how to answer politely, these are some of the key words. If you keep in your mind, you will be benefited in your communication in future days to come. Yeah, can I ask somebody to frame a sentence starting with do you mind? Other than the people who already participated, I'm actually expecting the ladies, females to come and speak. Am I clear, madam? Am I with you? Are you able to understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, please. Take your own time, make a sentence in a paper, and then you can come and, don't be in a hurry. Just because I asked you, you need not be in a hurry. I repeat once again what is written here, or somebody can read what is written here once. One of you, that anybody can read what is there in the slide. Whoever is very near to mic, they can read.
Do you mind park your bike a little straight? I am afraid I can't because the bike is not mine. I am just standing near it. And then the postman conversation. Excuse me, if you don't mind, please avoid smoking here. The Shankar says, why not?
Why not means like, okay, I will definitely avoid. That means, why not? Means that's the meaning. Yeah. Can anybody frame some sentence? No, others must have got 1 minute while he was reading.
Do you mind moving a bit forward?
Yeah, do you mind moving a bit forward? Where do we say this? Maybe they are in a queue, right? They are in a queue, and one or two people have cleared the queue and there's a gap. So you are asking somebody who is standing in front of you to move little forward so that now you can go closer to the counter. Am I correct, madam?
Yes, sir.
That is what you are meaning to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right, good. So maybe one or two more other sentences? Any, maybe others also, not necessarily the same person.
Do you mind working night shift instead of day shift next week?
Yeah. Okay. Do you
The-
mind working in the night shift next week? Okay. Instead of day shift also you can use, nothing wrong. Do you mind working in the night shift? And night shift next week, like that. Yeah. Very good. Very good. This is a practical question. You may be having such situation in your factory. Some workmen, who are working, you may have to request them, ask them to work on a night shift. So instead of, no, I'm not saying it's a request. It is a polite request, but you are not asking please. No, you are avoiding please, that word here, because that will be a different tone altogether. Here it is not, you are not demanding. It's not a demanding tone. It is not a requesting tone, but you are making a polite request by using, do you mind working in the night shift next week? So Adekalam sir, maybe this will be appreciated by your people because such situation arises in many of the working situations, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. One or two more try by anybody? One more person can try, starting with do you mind? Then we'll go to the next slide. Do you mind taking this parcel along with you? Or do you mind carrying this parcel in your scooter? Yeah.
So we can move next slide. Sir.
Yeah, okay, right. Good. Very good. No, it's all good, very good. You are doing it very nicely. I am just, little over ambitious to have some. Okay. Seeking advice. You are asking, you are looking for an advice. So, Sasi says, which dictionary shall I buy, sir? And you are saying, suppose you are the person, you can buy Oxford Dictionary of Current English. Sasi asks, where shall I get the dictionary? It is available at Chair and Bookshop, some name of the bookshop. And A says, I would like to buy a car. Which car shall I buy? B says, you can buy Maruti 800. So these are straight which we use almost on a daily basis. We start with the sentence with which dictionary shall I buy, sir? No, by putting that sir, then you are making it you are asking an advice, but then there is a one particular way of asking an advice. Which dictionary shall I buy, sir? The other man says you can buy so and so dictionary. Where shall I get the dictionary? Like that. Can anyone make one sentence? Little faster so that we can cover many slides. That verb need not be buy. It can be anything. Anyway, I think you have understood. Let me not waste our time. I think this is understood. I think one of you can make a sentence. See, sometimes understanding is one thing, then comprehending other things. See, we have reading comprehension in our school. All of you must have done it. In your 8th standard, 9th standard, 7th standard, there is something called reading comprehension. It means there will be a passage, you will read, you will understand, and you will comprehend. What is the difference between understand and comprehend? A complete comprehensive understanding is called comprehension. When you read, you understood, no doubt. But whatever be the question on that topic, on that para, then you should be in a position to answer. It means you have to have a comprehensive understanding. That is called comprehension. So, when you have the comprehension, then you can repeat or you can use it very frequently. So here, how I want to make sure that you are comprehended by you. If you say one or two sentences, from that I find that you have comprehended it. One of you, You can start with where or which or how. For example, what is the price of this new bike? You can ask them. You can start with what? What is the price of this new bike? Now, suppose you have bought a new bike. What is the price of this new bike, Kumar? Like that. Yeah. Right. Okay, we will go to the next. No problem. Okay, giving warnings and recommendation. Sometimes we give a warning or sometimes we make a recommendation. So how do we do it? Instead of saying, you buy this or you come in time or you don't do this, instead of saying like that, there is another way of saying, you had better come to class on time. Here, you must come to the class on time. Instead of saying that must. Must is a very emphatic word. No, it is very, you are emphasizing and you are indicating that he has not come to the class on time. So in this case also you are indicating he has not come to the class on time, but it's mild way of giving a warning or recommendation. You had better come to class on time. You had better not repeat it. Suppose one person has repeated a mistake, then you can say you had better not repeat it. But many people will write like this, you had better not to repeat it. The two should not be there. The second way of writing is wrong actually. Now this one is wrong. Maybe I will change the color. Yeah. So you had better not to repeat it is not the correct use. You had better not repeat it. You had better come to class on time. So then Babu is always traveling on footboard. Here we are using present continuous tense is used to express our irritation over the bad habits repeated. I think madam has taught you simple present, present continuous, present perfect, present perfect continuous. Similarly past present, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Similarly future. So here it is a present continuous. So present continuous tense is used to express our irritation over the bad habits. So you are irritated by his habit. So you are using present continuous. This is one way of knowing. This makes the language very nice. Bob is always traveling on footboard. It means you are not happy with it. He had better not travel on footboard. So you are giving a recommendation or a warning. He had better not travel on a board. So can we make, or can anyone read this entire slide once? The reading part anybody can do, whoever is closer to the mic.
You had better come to class on time. You had better not repeat it. You had better not to repeat it.
No, that is not correct. So you need not read it. Yeah. Okay.
Babu is always traveling on footboard. Present continuous tense is used to be express our irritation over the bad habits repeated.
Yeah.
He had better not travel on footboard.
Yeah, he had better not travel on football. Now, can anybody make one or two sentences, write in a piece of paper? This we very rarely used. Even the people who speak good English, they have not used such form very frequently. And but fine English, people who speak fine English, they use such words. You had better come to class on time. So like that. So can you make a sentence? Suppose the teacher says to the student, you had better go home from the school directly without going any other place, to any other place. The teacher says to the student, and you have to go home from the school, you have to go home directly. You had better go home to the school, to home without going anywhere else, without going to the playground or without going to any shop, something like that. So like that, in your practical situation, what are the kind of things now that you can come across, or you can give a small warning? You had better not spend too much time in the toilet or a break. You had better not consume much time during the break. Suppose some workmen will go for a break, to the toilet or somewhere else, they take more time. I think you would have seen in your practical also. So you can say you had better not take too much time during the break. Like that you can say. I mean, it is little warning. At the same time, you are saying that, I mean, if you say like this, yeah, please.
You had better reduce the rejection by doing 100% inspection.
Yeah, you had better reduce the rejection. Okay. Okay. By undertaking 100% inspection. Okay, good. I mean, you are giving a warning. Suppose the rejection rate is about 5%. Then you say you better reduce the rejection. Okay. Any other situations? Ladies, I mean, females, I think you can say, maybe at home also, not necessarily in your office, at home. When you are talking to your kids, how will you do it? You had better not repeat this mistake, this error, like that, no? You had better not repeat this error, yes.
You had better to go sleep at early.
You had better go to sleep early, correct. You had better go to sleep early. This you are talking to your son or daughter. You had better go to sleep early. If you say that, there's every chance he will obey you and go to sleep early. If you don't do it and you say no, if you shout at him or if you do use some other words and you must go to sleep now, like that if you say, then probably he may not like it. So it is a warning, but it's a mild warning and a recommendation you are giving. Okay. Yeah, any other, one more situation, because this we never used frequently. So let us spend some time on it. You had better not waste too much of water. Sometimes we keep the tap open, water will be flowing. You had better not waste the water on the tap, from the tap, or something like that you can use. Because sometimes we use lot of water, unnecessarily we do it. Yeah, your situation, yeah.
You had better drive smoothly.
You had better drive smoothly, very good. Particularly wives will say to the husband, why are you in a hurry? You better go slow. You had better drive slowly. Like that, no? The husbands, which I have come across this many times with my wife. I drive my scooter, she sits on the back side. I just go and put a brake. Very frequently put a brake. She will actually yell at me. So don't put the brake frequently or often. So instead of saying that you had better drive smoothly, that would be fine way of saying that. Then we can avoid quarrel between the husband and wife. Do you agree with me, madams?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. I think we'll go to next. I mean, we understood, but I want you to make a note of this. I will be sending this PPT to you. Make a note of this and try and use it. And if you try and use it, you will become really a professional communicator. Somebody will look at you. How come this man is talking such a nice English? They will look at you. In fact, they will look at you and then try and emulate you also. They would also want to speak like you. They'll copy from you. Emulate means copy. They copy from you. That is the beauty of this, any language for that matter. If you can use the right word, many people are there to copy you and then they will do it. So anyway, I mean, these are things which, okay. Well, let's go to giving and seeking advisable actions. So the doctor is giving some advice and he wants the patient to take some action. So doctor says, you had better take vegetarian food, and had not, you better go for a walk in the morning. He's giving an alternative. You had better take vegetarian food, and had not, you better go for walk in the morning. So A says, I want to buy a second-hand car. B says, you had better not buy a second-hand car. You had better buy a new car. So he says, don't buy a second-hand car, you buy a new car. Normally we would say like this way, don't buy a second-hand car, you buy a new car. But here we are trying to say, you had better not buy a second-hand car, you had better buy a new car. It may look very awkward now because we are not so used to it, but if you start using it, people will look at you as a good speaker. Why don't you buy a second-hand car? A says. Then B says, I better buy a new car. It means it's better to buy a new car. I better buy a new car. Okay. Can you read? Can anyone read this slide once? I mean, read the slide once. Any one of you, and then others can try to form the sentences. Write in a piece of paper so that you can read that later.
Doctor, you had better take vegetarian food and not you better go for walking in the morning.
Go for a walk in the morning.
Walk in the morning. A, I want to buy a second-hand car. B, you had better not buy a second-hand car. You had better buy a new car. A, why don't you buy a second-hand car? B, had I better buy a new car.
Okay. So can you make a sentence? Only one person, one sentence enough. We'll go to the next one. Because the same thing, it's equal, same as the last slide. You had better cook fast. I have to catch a train because I have to catch a train. Like that. You had better. Today afternoon, I told my wife that I have to go to a place at 1 o'clock and I want lunch by 1 o'clock, something like that. So I could have said you had better cook the meal by 1 p.m. Like that I could have said. I did not say that, but if I had said that, that would be a more professional thing. These professional communications are mostly used in an office situation, not at a home situation. In the office situation, if you use, that conflict of interest will not come. Or he will like you actually. Your junior may like you. Or you may like your junior because he is using a very fine language. Okay. Any example? Any one person can give any sentence? Anyway, try to make such sentences as many as possible. Okay, we'll go to the next one. So, then next is. This is making formal suggestions. You want to make formal suggestions. This means, this is in a meeting. Somebody's meeting is over and they're asking any suggestions. That time you can make a formal suggestion. I think your MD or your boss would have said this. Any suggestions from your side? You will ask. Then you can say, I think it would be better if we drop this matter. Suppose they are talking on something. Probably, moving our one factory from this place to another place, let us say. Just I'm taking an example. I think it would be better if we drop this matter. Suppose you think that keeping the factory here would be better, then you can say, instead of saying, no, it's better to keep the factory here. Instead of saying that, you say, I think it would be better if we keep the factory here. I think it would be better if we cancel the seminar. I don't know whom to approach, the collector or the minister. I have half a mind to sell the house. These are formal suggestions. Okay? So can you make a sentence? Instead of reading the slide, can you make a sentence using I think? Now in Tamil also we use this. நான் நினைக்கிறேன் இங்கே இருந்தால் பரவாயில்லன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா? நம்ம பேசுகிறோம் இதே மாதிரி தமிழில் கூட ஐ திங்க் இட் வுட் பி பெட்டர் லைக் தட் ஐ திங்க் வி கேன் டூ திஸ் சம்திங் லைக் தட். ஸோ நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோன்னா மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டைம் வாட் வி டூ இது பண்ணால் நல்லாயிருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னால் ஐ திங்க்ங்கிறது வந்தால் இன்னும் நல்லாயிருக்கும். இது ஒரு பாலிஷ் பண்ணுற ஒரு உங்களை பாலிஷ் பண்ணுது ஆக்சுவலாக. That is why the whole topic when Mr. Kannairam gave me is called professional communication. Ordinary communication, most of you know. It's not that you don't know. Maybe small mistakes here and there are there. But we are trying to make it as professionally as possible during these classes. I think it would be better we drop this matter. Can you take your career situations and then make a sentence? Madams, can I request some madams to come forward? I think it would be better to have the toilet in the second floor because our office is in the second floor. Suppose you don't have a toilet in the second floor, you have to go down every time. Then you can say, I think it would be better to have a toilet in the second floor. Can we say that? I don't know whether the situation there in your factory, I'm not talking about it, generally.
I think it would be better to buy the material from the supplier.
I think it would be better. Can you repeat?
I think it would be better to buy the material from the supplier.
To find a material.
Buy the material.
I think it would be better to find a material. You are saying I think it would be better to find a supplier, new supplier for this material. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So suppose you already have two suppliers. You are getting the supply, but then there are some hitches are there, some problems are there. So he says, I think it would be better to have one more new supplier for this material. Very good. Who is this person who spoke this? Hello?
Myself, sir.
So you know you are myself. What is your myself? What is your name?
Adaiklams.
Oh, Adekalam. Sorry. Oh, you are Adekalam. So like this, you see, he has really used his real situation in his factory or in his office, and he's tried that. Maybe little bit of here and there, some correction are there. Maybe now, this is what I want you to try. All of you. In your situation, in your day-to-day situation, there will be there, you would have given some suggestions to somebody. Can you use that suggestion, make a suggestion using I think? We'll spend some time on this because this is very useful to you.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you like this. I think it would be better to have a library in our factory. I mean, reading room rather, not library. I think it would be better to have a reading room in our factory, like that. Reading room means after your lunch, maybe you have another 5-10 minutes. You can go and read a newspaper, etc. Suppose if it is there already, if it's good. If it's not there, you can keep suggestions like that. I want like Adekalam, sorry, from like the way Adekalam has done, maybe others can try at least 2-3 for this, because this is going to be useful for you every day.
I think it would be better to change the working hours from 10 to 8 hours.
Okay, I think it would be better to change the working hours. Okay, right. Okay, next, anything like that?
I think it would be better if you all adhere to the rules strictly.
No, can you come again, madam?
I think it would be better if you all
Follow the rules properly, like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be better to follow the rules like that. No, I'm just cutting short little. I think it would be better to follow the rules. Okay, very good. So instead of saying you better follow the rules, instead of saying that, she says, I think it would be better to follow the rules of the company. The company will have many rules, following that. Okay. I think 1 or 2 more.
I think it would be better to have backup machines in our factory.
I think it would be better to have spare machines. You are calling backup machines means spare machines.
Yes, machine.
Spare machine, because if one machine goes some problem, then you can use the spare machine. That is what he's trying to say. I think so. This suggestion you are giving it to whom? Sir, this suggestion you are giving it to whom?
The particular operator.
No, see, buying the machine is not the job of the operator. Buying the machine will be the job of the manager or the purchase department or the stores, the purchase department.
Yes, sir.
So you are actually talking to the purchase manager.
Yes, sir.
Or it will be in your department, if there is another GM or something, you are talking to the GM. GM, sir, I think it would be better if we have a spare machine, like that. Okay?
Yes.
Sometimes, I remember when I was working in a company, those days we have the typewriter. And typewriter, the carbon copy will be there. If the typist touches the carbon copy, his fingers will become black. With that black thing, if he touches the paper will become black. Little black will be there. So my boss used to say, I think it would be better you keep two, three cloths near you, like that he will say. He should have said like that. No, I think it would be better to keep two, three cloths near you so that you can wipe your fingers before touching the paper. Those days, the typewriting was there. I mean, carbon copy was there those days. Okay. So that was a big problem at one point of time in my office because the typist types, but then on the corner you can see some black mark. So my boss is worried. How can I send this letter to my customer? Because it has to be clean and things like that. So we all suggested to let him keep some 2, 3 white cloths or even colored cloths so that our office boy, he cut the cloth, small pieces of cloth, and he kept 4 or 5 near the typewriter. So and then every time he uses this thing carbon copy, he will again wipe his fingers with that cloth. So I remember this. This was my first job, so I remember this. Okay, very good. I think we are understood, and this is one thing which will be useful to you on a daily basis, making formal suggestions. Then, indicating preferences. You want to indicate a preference. I prefer buying Park Avenue to Dick Jam. I mean, these two are Park Avenue is a brand of shirt or T-shirt. Dick Jam is a brand of shirt. So your husband or somebody or your son says, I prefer buying Park Avenue to Dick Jam. So you have gone to buy a shirt for a function. The boy says, I prefer buying Park Avenue to Dick Jam. I prefer buying Parker pen to Hero. I would rather buy Raymond's than Otto. Otto is another brand, Otto or Otto. Sir, what would you like to drink? Coffee or tea? Which place would you like to visit? Ooty or Shimla? These are some of the indicating preferences. You are asking for preference or indicating preferences. Can anybody straight away make some sentence? I prefer, like that. One need not read that slide. I prefer having uniform for our in our factory. Like that you can say. Suppose you don't have a uniform now. Assuming you don't have a uniform, you can say, I prefer having uniform for our factory. Like that. Yes, sir. You must be having many things in your mind, you know. That you.
I prefer women working in only general shift.
You prefer females working in general shift.
General shift.
Day shift. It's called general shift. Okay, good. Okay, good. Anybody wants to make a couple of other sentences? Yes, madam. You want to say something, please? Quick. Okay, like this. Okay, one person wants to work in a packing section, but she is now in a store section, let us say. I prefer working in a packing section than in the stores department. Like that we can say. Okay, I prefer a bigger stool in stores department so that I can climb and then take the bags or take the items from the shelf. Sometimes, you know, in a store, you will have that racks. 3 or 4 chambers may be there, but the lady or the boy who is working there may not be very tall, so they need chairs or some ladders or something like that. So I prefer ladder, and every bay I prefer one ladder because I need not move the ladder from one bay to another bay. Suppose you have got 4 bays. Instead of having one ladder, you can have 4 ladders, at least 2 ladders, so that you need not move it regularly. I have seen in one of the textile companies in Coimbatore, so they had this kind of problem. And those people could not know, how can I ask 4 ladders like that? Then, so like that, you can ask, like, I prefer having 2 ladders in our stores department instead of 1. Or I prefer having 3 ladders instead of 1 which we have right now, like that. So you take your situation. I am assuming the situation and then I am making it. But you are seeing the situation every day in, day out, you will have some kind of things. So you can use this. Okay, now we will go from the beginning, what all we have seen, and then we will go for something else. So first we said these are the magic words, that's okay. Would you like to? You are giving some suggestions. Can start the word with would you like to, and then making a polite request, you can start the sentence with do you mind. See, normally if you use these keywords, it's easy for you to make a sentence. So that is why these keywords you should keep in your mind. Then, okay, this is everybody knows that this is not a big thing. Next. You had better. So we are starting the sentence with you had better. And then we learnt again the same, you had better. This thing. Then we had, I think it would be better. I think. No, you start with I think it would be, like that. So you can start the sentence with I think it would be for making some formal suggestions. No, this is normally, it's asked in a meeting. After the meeting, they will ask any suggestions like that. Indicating preferences. Now, whenever they are asking you to mention the preferences, you can do this, like that. Okay, these are things which we have seen. Now we'll go to another exercise called what is called a minute a member. So it means you take any topic of your interest, just speak 1 minute, whatever be the topic. It could be your excursion, it could be the movie which you have seen, it could be any function that you have attended recently, it could be anything. Or if you have attended your son's or daughter's school recently, you can talk about it. Anything, you just speak for a minute on any topic of your interest. Yeah, we'll go to minute a member section. You can talk on any topic, or maybe you can talk a minute about this class. Maybe the last person, somebody is keeping like this, no? Maybe I think you can talk. Whatever you feel, 1 minute. See, the idea is not your content. Content is not important. We are trying to learn the grammar or the correct way of making a sentence. So don't bother. What you speak, the content is not important. I am creating a situation for you. Yeah. Or I will ask, what did you have for lunch? Or how was your experience during the lunch? Anybody can say that? The first person who sits on the table, near the table, can you say that? You, sir? Yes, you. Yeah, correct. Any of you? I'm just giving you some indication.
First of all, good evening, sir. Myself, I'm Arish Kumar, and I had lunch rice with sambar, sir.
Sambar. Along with whom?
With my friends.
With my any particular name you wanted to mention?
No, sir.
Okay, is it tasty?
Yes, sir, it is tasty, sir.
Yeah, you can add that. I had lunch, rice and sambar. It was tasty. Okay, who prepared the lunch?
My mummy, sir.
Yeah, my mother prepared and gave it to me in a tiffin box. I had my lunch. It was tasty. Like that, you can add 1 or 2 more sentences. Okay, what else? Any vegetable was there in that sambar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you mention the vegetable?
Beans and carrots, sir.
Yeah, beans and carrot. The sambar is made of beans and carrot. Like this. This is how you develop your, one sentence. You can break it into 4 or 5 and make a minute a member. That will be very useful in terms of speaking, in terms of improving our language. Yeah, anybody else? I think that this gentleman, the last person, here, one person. I don't know his name. Yeah. Anything, any matter, 1 minute. Maybe you can talk about your lunch also, no problem. Again, you talk about lunch or breakfast. Okay, what is your name, sir?
Rangaraj.
Rangaraj says, say, I am on behalf of Rangaraj. I am Rangaraj. I went for lunch at 1:15 and then I was waiting in a canteen for 15 minutes. They gave me the food only after 15 minutes. I had one lemon rice and one curd rice and then came back to the office. Can you repeat it, this Rangaraj? Whatever I said, you repeat it? Yeah, please try.
1:15 to 1:30.
Okay.
Canteen. Lemon rice.
Yeah.
Curd rice. Tomato.
Then you came back to the office, to your factory, whatever. Oh, good, good. I think no, he's able to pick up those one or two words. Maybe you can frame a sentence next class. Okay. Anybody else? I think ladies, you can talk about lunch. You can talk very interestingly about lunch. Yes, madam. One of you can speak about the lunch, today's lunch or yesterday's lunch or today's breakfast. You can come closer to the mic, one of you. I am sure you'll be right. Or you can talk about cooking also, whatever you wanted to talk. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Myself Asha Rani. My lunch is today puri and sambar. My mother-in-law has prepared and gave to me. Due to my daughter health issue, I can't able to do. I am taking care of my daughter, so that's why she prepared and gave to me.
Yeah. Due to health issue of my daughter, I am not able to prepare. You said I can't, but I am not able to prepare is the right way of saying. Okay, but buri with sambar or buri with masala?
Puri with sambar.
Sambar, oh, you take puri with sambar also. Very good. Okay, no problem. Nice, nice. Thank you, madam. Thank you. One more person. We have another 2-3 minutes to go. One more person. Maybe preferably again ladies. One more lady can come. Because this is about food, no? Food, I think. Anybody had non-veg lunch today? Anybody had non-veg lunch last Sunday? Last Sunday, did you have non-veg lunch? Any of you?
Yes, sir.
They can speak. Whoever has had non-veg lunch, they can speak. So as soon as we said the non-veg lunch, food, everybody started smiling. That's the beauty of food, no? Food. Even if you recall the word food, we will feel happy. Yeah, one of you. I think maybe we have time for 2 or 3 people. Yes, the last person, that brown shirt, he can come forward. Vanga sir, and the courtesy brown shirt vanga. Please. Yaro ortharu vanga. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Myself, Gogul. I had on Sunday I had lunch, non-veg as a lunch. For that, we had eaten kuska and kebab. That's all.
Okay, very good. Sunday had non-veg lunch. I had kuska and kebab. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. And it was very tasty. I bought it from Junior Kuppanna Hotel. Like that, you can add something. Whether you really bought from Junior, that is a different issue. You can add something like that. No, you can make more sentences. Okay. Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. One last person. I think preferably females, because this is about food.
Why are you not speaking?
Yeah, I think madam, that specs madam can come and try and explain. Too many specs madams, only one specs madam is there. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Amrita. We had curd rice and soybean for lunch. My friend cooks the lunch and